Welcome back everyone to Seoul Pitch Day. This is the last day of Live CES Seoul. The whole program is sponsored by Seoul City and it is co-hosted by Seoul Digital Foundation and Plug&Play. My name is Giselle again. I'll be conducting this session. I also have David from Plug&Play with me here just like yesterday. Hi David, how's it going?
I'm good. How about you, Giselle?
I'm doing great. Actually, it's really good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you again as well.
Will you please say hello to our viewers?
Yeah, of course, sure. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining the day 2 of the Seoul Pitch Day. I'm David Kim from Plug&Play. I'm the director of Siliconvalley Corporate Partnership.
All right, David, did I hear that we have another special speaker joining today?
That's right, Giselle.
Okay.
So, we have invited Robertgreay of Alchera. So, Alchera is an artificial intelligence image recognition software company.
That's right.
Providing solutions that work across like system, cloud, and hardware, and many more. And he'll be speaking on the topic of venture global market.
Oh, sounds very interesting. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Should we meet him now?
Yes, please.
All right. Hello, Robert. Are you on? Hey. How's it going?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
So glad
Doing
to have
very
you here.
well, thank you.
So glad to have you here today. All right. Will you please go ahead and start your presentation?
Yes, absolutely. So firstly, I wanted to say, hello, everyone. Firstly, also thank you to the Seoul City government and to the Plug&Play Tech Center and the team in Korea for inviting me to share the story, really, of Alchera. And we're still a young company, of course, but we've learned a lot in the past few years. And over the next few minutes, I will share my screen now and give a presentation, So the next several minutes, I hope to introduce myself, our company, and then expand upon the challenges and successes as well that we've had in going global. So as an introduction, I'm Robertgreay. I'm currently the head of international business development. I'm also a product owner of our visual anomaly detection technology for fire detection. I was born and raised in California, so the fire detection issue is very near and dear to me. I'm currently based in South Korea, and I've lived abroad from the States since 2011, first in Korea, and then China, Thailand, and a short time in Denmark, before coming back to Korea in 2017. I've worked in a mix of larger corporates and startups in the fields of biotech, pharma, ag tech, and now, of course, AI. My educational background consists of a marketing degree in undergrad, an MBA with an emphasis in global strategy from Korea University, and a SEMS Master's in International Management from Copenhagen Business School. To introduce Alchera, our company Alchera visually means dream time in the Australian Aboriginal mythos. And as such, Alchera aims to bring AI into reality or everyday use for government, corporates, and even society in general. Founded in 2016 by engineers from Samsung's Advanced Institute of Technology, or SITE, we specialize in the development and deployment of advanced machine vision technologies. Our founders were responsible for developing the facial recognition for the Galaxy S8, which was a major milestone in edge-based face recognition at that time. The Alchera genesis, however, came when the founders were asked to help develop 3D-based face recognition from 2D cameras to help launch the wildly popular application Snow Camera. Maybe some of you have used that application before. And at that time, only Facebook and Snapchat had similar technology. And providing that technology also came with seed investment from Naver, which is kind of Korea's Google. And then Alchera was officially in business. Since then, Alchera has expanded to primarily focus on large countrywide government projects that require advanced visual AI, such as at Incheon International Airport, or smart city projects such as in Seongnam City or Sejong City. And in addition, Alchera won a contract with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to provide a passport renewal system to the Korean government. So now anyone in Korea who's renewing their passport or registering their passport for the first time will actually be using our facial recognition technology as an authentication system. And partly the reason we won this contract was We've rated #1 in Korea on the NIST's facial recognition vendor test for the past few years. So we're by far the #1 Korean face recognition vendor in terms of accuracy, particularly in a wild environment or in a mugshot environment or in an aging interrogation environment. And we're also very competitive, sometimes outperforming major face recognition giants such as NEC, SenseTime, MEGVI by 2 times lower error rate. And then from that previous project, it's also expanded out into the banking and security sector to provide a countrywide authentication system. Such as with Snow Camera, we've also helped major corporates launch their own products powered by Alchera's technology. So for instance, last year, Shinhan Card launched their Face Pay solution, and this is the first face-based payment system and only the 3rd such system in the world behind Alibaba and Amazon, the first such system in Korea. Alchera was the vendor of choice to provide the core technology to authenticate those transactions through face recognition. And while COVID has slowed the launch, FacePay is partnered with the GS brand of retail stores, and as such, will become very widely available here. A few other popular services are powered by Alchera. Lastly, Alchera has started to develop our own full solutions and services, from a high-quality data collection and labeling platform to COVID-fighting access control systems. And this focus on our own solutions was partly spurred by our need and desire to go abroad, and some of the challenges we faced when first venturing out. The primary desire to go abroad was really due to the limited market size in Korea for our previous projects, and this was about around the end of 2018 when we started looking to really venture out. I mean, there are only so many government RFPs that come out each year, and only so many companies we can provide a single solution to before we've basically flooded the market. The face-based solution is a very good example of this. Once you provide it to one bank, you or their competitors may be barred from providing a similar service. I should mention that we do have a subsidiary in Vietnam, which was our first overseas venture, but it's primarily an R&D hub to help with our data collection and labeling efforts, which is the basis of any AI company, but as I've also mentioned, as a service that we do provide. However, we still conduct all of our business from our headquarters here in Korea, aside from now some ongoing projects abroad via local partners or business trips pre-COVID, right? And one of the biggest challenges to entering the overseas market is, of course, market fit. I think every startup faces this issue at some point, and even just in the domestic market. And once you figure it out locally in the domestic market, it may not always translate over. So trying to replicate our success in an entirely different cultural and regulatory environment with the same solutions and strategy just was not going to work. And issues of a lack of network, name recognition, and new competitors added to this difficulty. For Alchera, it was basically going from being a big fish in a small pond to like a tadpole in the ocean. The primary way we overcame these issues was through focusing on that market fit first. So there's some background needed here. Our approach was to do market exploration as cost-effectively and efficiently as possible. Before COVID, of course, being on the ground was the best way. But that's usually a bit costly, right? And that's where Plug-and-Play Tech Center comes into the story. Now, I think Dave will enjoy this part. So based in Silicon Valley and boasting of early investments in Google, Dropbox, PayPal, and 5 new unicorns just this last year, 2020, Plug-and-Play has become an accelerator powerhouse along the likes of Y Combinator, Techstars, and 500 startups. But Plug-and-Play operates with a slightly different business model. Startups can join Plug-and-Play without sacrificing equity. Instead, corporate partners who pay into Plug-and-Play's open innovation platform ultimately decide which startups join, allowing startups access to big name corporates as potential customers and potentially for acquisition. Plug-and-Play will also then have an option of investing in those startups, but only if they come to like mutually agreed terms. And that said, Plug-and-Play regularly tops the list of most active early stage investors. And very fortunately, I've had the privilege of joining multiple batches at Plug-and-Play Tech Center around the world, and I've participated in many of their official and unofficial events. My first introduction to Plug-and-Play was through the international program held in Silicon Valley. And this is usually a combination of government-sponsored programs and a bit of a crash course, I would say, to the plug-and-play ecosystem over a couple of months. In my case, it was sponsored by the Korea government's Korea Innovation Center, KIC, their program in the Silicon Valley office. And while KIC organized their own accelerator program, we were essentially applying for a spot in Plug and Play's international program. And I would absolutely recommend taking advantage of all the programs that are available or subsidized through the Korean government. Of course, if you think there's a good match with your company or your product and service, I think that there's quite a lot of those offerings. And now I really want to share the story here, which I'll always remember and was the real launch point of what is now one of our primary solutions. If you visit Plug and Play's headquarters, you'll see a huge wall with all the companies, with all of the partner logos, partner companies' logos. I mentioned market fit as being the biggest challenge. And so I simply asked myself, while looking up at this huge wall of all these logos, which of our use cases from Korea would have the biggest impact on the companies on this wall? At that time, some of you may remember that the power company PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, was in the middle of a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit due to their power equipment failing and causing one of the deadliest wildfires on record. At the same time, we were supplying some camera-based fire detection technology to KEPCO, the Korea Power Corporation. So it was very early stage, and the use case was quite different. And frankly, Korea does not have a wildfire issue, so we hadn't yet really thought to apply it in this outdoor environment. Through Plug and Play, we were able to really rapidly iterate on that use case, pitch it to investors, check it with mentors, and then of course with the corporates themselves to gauge their interest and keep learning until we found what we believe now is a proper product market fit. Another success story, which Plug and Play was really vital to, was our introduction to the global construction conglomerate Kajima Corporation. In this instance, Plug and Play was not actually the mediator, even though Kajima is a corporate partner. In this instance, instead, we actually met them at an industry event, and Plug and Play allowed us to have a sense of like localization, a physical space to meet in, as well as the name recognition that comes along with being a Plug and Play selected company. These were the crucial issues alongside the product market fit that we faced and that were kind of alleviated through the Plug and Play program. And through this interaction, we were able to develop a face recognition-based manpower management solution specifically for the construction industry, utilizing our edge-to-cloud face recognition capabilities, which is all tied into a web dashboard. And this became really our first SaaS product and is launched in Japan with Kajima Corporation as the primary customer at the moment. And we're now in the expansion phase. Working with Plug and Play has been a really great help in not only connecting with customers that we have kind of pre-targeted, have set solutions for, but of course for just efficient market discovery. We've actually gone very deep into one industry vertical through Plug and Play's ecosystem, where we currently are actually unable to provide a solution technically, but we're able to put it into our technical roadmap then because we're able to validate the demand and build the necessary relationships directly with the decision makers themselves. I think I could do an entire presentation on what I love about Plug and Play, but to keep it simple, I think it's really their business goal and global reach, which I believe allows them to be so successful and useful to startups and definitely to Alchera. And to close out, I'd like to end on providing some maybe tips for working with Plug and Play, which have helped us get the most out of our time in the various programs. The first is to simply be ready to network with everyone in the ecosystem, from the corporate partners, the Plug and Play team themselves, the mentors, and other startups. I know this seems quite obvious, but I've actually seen many international companies specifically struggle with this. Some other great advice in this area I've gotten from Plug and Play Japan was to find a champion, likely one of the corporate innovation managers who will sort of be an advocate for your company internally and likely across with other companies in the ecosystem. The second is just to pitch. There are tons of opportunities, and the practice will become very useful to advance through the Plug and Play ecosystem and make the most of your time. So this is really all about efficiency, I think. The next areas to focus on are events. I would say specifically the summits and the deal flows. So the summits are sort of a graduation ceremony, but you may actually be invited to pitch in a different batch than your own, which will act as sort of an application. And this is where you can get even more out of plug and play by what I call being cross-vertical, or pitching and meeting to corporate partners which may not be in your industry vertical, but with whom you may still want to meet, where you might be in an energy and sustainability vertical, but there may be someone in media and advertising that you would like to meet, right, for some reason. The deal flow sessions are short, like 20-minute one-on-one sessions, usually with a corporate partner or other guests, such as an outside VC or other. And as with any business meeting, right, it's important to be prepared in advance, but I would mostly recommend have your proposal ready for them so you can spend most of the time having a focused discussion instead of just pitching, just introducing your company, or at least have like a line of questioning prepared if it's mostly just for market research purposes. This is also where plug and play's business model really comes in. If you can provide value for the corporate partners, I think more doors will always open for you. And my last tip for working with plug and play is to simply ask for what you need. Having success at plug and play, I think really may come down to this one simple point. Just ask for what you need. I've seen countless companies go through the motions of plug and play and kind of complain that they did not get much out of it. But in some cases, of course, there may not have been a good fit for their vertical or for their company. But the vast majority, I believe, are simply because they didn't ask for introductions, didn't ask for a new mentor, or really ask for much at all. And the plug and play staff, for me, have always been more than happy to offer me any help I needed. Some have even gone as far to make a quick introduction to the CEO, allowing me a kind of spur of the moment deal flow with the CEO of one of our target customers who just happened to have been stopped by the office. Our future plans for expansion absolutely include staying involved in the plug and play ecosystem. And I expect that we'll use plug and play as an office space in the US if and when we can get back to normal. But either way, some of our primary clients and targets, especially on the wildfire mitigation side, are plug and play corporate partners. So we've already participated in the plug and play Japan program, and we may look to the other offices as a sort of soft landing opportunity when the time comes. For now, we're just staying focused on the US and Japan, where we've already built traction. Again, thank you for listening to my presentation, and feel free to reach out to me for any questions or just to network and keep in touch. Once again, thank you to Plug and Play and the Seoul City government for inviting me to share Alchera's story.
Thank you, Robert, for your great presentation and sharing about some of the tips that you have. Thanks for sharing that to our companies and to all the viewers. And since he has talked a lot about plug and play, David,
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have something to say about it.
Oh yeah, Robert. First of all, as Giselle mentioned, thank you so much for sharing a lot of insight, especially on your startup journey and all the challenges and the success that you had gone through by working with Plug and Play. And of course, you talk about Plug and Play so much.
I know. Good things about play.
Yeah, all the good things about Plug and Play. Hopefully we could, maintain a good relationship down the line. So I remember meeting Alchera in 2018 for the very first time when they visited Plug and Play for the global expansion.
I see.
And at the same time, they're just raising Series A round. And I still remember, the founder and the team were very proactive and have the right mission and a passion to really make a company to a great success. So I was very glad to see that the company was listed in Kosdaq in December last year. Only happened within 4 years, right, Robert? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, founded in 2016.
Yeah, the company was founded in 2016, and they already listed in Kosdaq, and they got a lot of traction with not only Korean company but also international companies worldwide. So. I would love to continue supporting Robert and a team to make a successful business outside of Korea. And one last thing, as I'm pretty sure Robert told the audience how to get into Plug and Play and how to best utilize our platform. I think we as a plug and play, we value startup the most. We wanted to make sure that we support and accelerate the startups that has a lot of potential. And we don't, I mean, even when we're running the accelerator, we don't take any equity from the startups. So truly, we wanted to see the company's growth. And hopefully, when we launch Plug and Play Korea office in 2021 in spring timeframe, we'll be able to see a lot more successful case studies like Alchera.
Yeah. All right. Okay, David, thanks for having us. And good luck with your business from now on. We will let you go.
Great. Thank you again so much. I appreciate it. Everyone enjoy CES and hope to see you in person next year.
Thank you.
Okay, so David, yesterday at Seoul Pitch Day 1, we heard from 7 innovative companies in Seoul, right? And we had a great chance to get connected online with representatives from global VC like PNP Silicon, PAP Japan, and Singapore. And we were able to hear their feedback, and they also gave some solutions on the products and services to our companies. And you also have shared about your thoughts about each company. And but in general, tell us how you enjoyed the session yesterday with me.
Sure. So first of all, I was very impressed that in Korea, there are a lot of great companies with great ideas and technologies. And I was very surprised that many out of 7 companies that we had yesterday, they already has a very good connection and they already been co-working with major international companies out there.
That is so true. And it was a great time for us to see how excellent Korean startups are. And I was also amazed at their innovative products and solutions as well. And I think that brings us even more excitement for today's pitch, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so at today's pitch, we will hear from 6 other innovative companies based in Seoul. David, I think you will love today's session as well if you enjoyed it yesterday.
Oh yeah, since yesterday I really enjoyed the session. I'm very excited to hear more of these companies down the line.
By the way, do you know how these companies were selected to be in Seoul's exhibit at CES this year?
Just a little bit. So I heard that Seoul Digital Foundation held the pitch competition called Stage Eureka, right?
That's right.
Last summer and has chosen top 15 companies to be in the CES 2021.
That is right. Actually, I was there conducting that event as well. So last July, 66 companies who passed preliminary application process competed in the Stage Eureka hosted by Seoul Digital Foundation in 3 different sections. So there were smart traffic, environment, smart safety, health, and smart economy and living. So the accelerators and investment companies work directly with those companies to work as judges to verify each company's technological process, overseas expansion potentials, and pitching ability as well. And a total of 15 companies selected as a finalist have accompanied Seoul City to CES 2021 this year. That's how it happened.
I see. Okay. So, well, Giselle, I guess it's not that easy to be here at all today then, right?
That is right. It was a long journey, of course. Remember, I told you they are the innovative companies. It's always hard to be called innovative. So, Digital Seoul Foundation is actively supporting Seoul-based startups to expand the global market through CES again this year. They're really working hard. And this program is available online and being watched by all the viewers around the world. I think it would be a great opportunity for these companies to make themselves known and shown to the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So as CES is an international stage that attracts the attention of companies, media, and investors from around the world, I hope that our companies will be able to do really well today and establish a foothold for the overseas market entry.
That's right. Thanks, David. Well, now then, should we meet our guests first before hearing from the companies?
Yeah, so to following yesterday's session, the representative from plug-and-play APAC office, Japan office, and Silicon Valley office are joining us again.
Wow, good to see them again. All right, let's meet them now. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, good morning. Good to meet you again.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you guys
Hi.
again. So, will you please say hi to a viewer? Maybe Nabarun, you can go ahead and start.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for having us here. Really glad to be part of day 2, and it was an excellent experience on day 1, and looking forward to more exciting startups for day 2. And again, any help that is required for APAC region for the startups, we'd be exploring to look forward to collaborating with any of these startups. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Navarun. What about you, Addison?
Hi, David. Hi, Giselle. Thanks for having me back again today. As Navarun said, great experience yesterday. I'm happy to be joining this event from the Silicon Valley office and looking forward to some more great pitches today.
Thank you so much, Addison. And last, Shunpei.
Hi, David. Hi, Giselle. Thank you very much for having me. Again, my name is Shunpei, and I'm a Ventures Associate for Plug and Play Japan's Mobility and Smart Cities program. It's really great to be here, and I look forward to meeting another group of amazing startups today.
Wow, good to see everybody again. David, sounds like they really enjoy being with us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay, so we will hear from you people in a minute after the presentation by our companies. We'll see you. Okay. All right. Now it's time to hear from our innovative companies, and I would like to explain how it works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a first presentation by EverEx. Please welcome them on the stage.
Hi, everyone. We're EverEx. We're an exercise-based musculoskeletal rehabilitation solution startup. Because of aging population and increasing sports activities, the knee joint rehabilitation market is consistently growing at 7% annually. And as of now, the market has reached in Korea as 1 trillion won. Because of its unique skeletal anatomy, it is well known by the orthopedic specialists that simply by increasing the quadriceps muscle strength, knee pain decreases and knee function increase in patients with osteoarthritis or post-operative patients with knee surgery. But we still experience low compliance among the patients when given exercise-based rehabilitation treatment. We think it is because of functional limitations, expensive price, and bulky size of previously existing exercise devices. And time and cost inefficiency of in-hospital rehabilitation protocols, although thought to be as the most effective forms of treatment, also contributes to low long-term sustainability of the rehabilitation. To solve this problem, we have developed NEX, which provides effective, affordable, and sustainable rehabilitation exercise at home. NEX is a rehabilitation exercise solution featuring a home training device and a dedicated mobile application. With NEX hardware, you can modify the level of muscle exercise with our patent-pending adjustable resistance technique. You can also limit the exercise range of motion by rehabilitation of rehabilitation of acute knee postoperative patients. Electrical muscle stimulation system part is specifically designed for quadriceps muscle, and with the 11 modes of muscle stimulation, it can provide maximum effect of muscle treatment and muscle stimulation. It enhances the effect of the exercise, and it solves the imbalance between muscles around the knee joint. The mobile application recommends personalized rehabilitation curriculum based on the current status of the user's knee joint, and also provides video-guided daily exercise program. You can control your device using this mobile application, and personal rehabilitation data is collected in the application, which can be further used to communicate with healthcare providers. Our core target customers are female patients in their 40s and 60s who have symptoms because of early to mid-stage osteoarthritis, and patients who had post-operative patients who had surgery. The price of our device is under $300 US. This reflects the willingness to pay for our core customer group based on research and surveys. Our current revenue model is based on hardware sales, but we are planning to become a global digital therapeutics player in the near future by upgrading our software and further development of the personalized exercise recommendation program using the data collected from our device. First, we will solidify our position as a musculoskeletal rehabilitation solutions provider using our device and application. And next, our next stage will be focused on becoming a leader company in the digital therapeutics musculoskeletal rehabilitation market. Our strength is based on comes from our core members. As an orthopedic specialist, I can easily introduce our solution to patients in need. We have strategy, finance, and marketing specialists from Boston Consulting Group as our core members, and software developer, a designer, and exercise trainer, a hardware advisor, all of whom are experts in their respective fields. Our vision is to become a global #1 digital healthcare provider in musculoskeletal rehabilitation. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Yoon. I think one of the strongest strengths of EverEx is that they have a very strong team members with a number of orthopedic specialists. So they're able to easily pinpoint patients' needs and introduce the right solutions to their patients. I personally think that getting the solely clinical data will be the key to their success. So if they're able to, I'll say, form a partnership with the multiple major medical companies with the list of solid data, they will bring a lot of synergies. Mm-hmm. So that's it from my side. And we have a number of advisors out there. What do you guys think? Do you guys have anything to add?
I can start. Thank you very much for that pitch. I was wondering, what kind of specific data would you be collecting through your solution, and how would you be monetizing on that data in the future?
So basically, the data we're trying to collect first is how patients are keeping up with the rehabilitation. So the current problem is that rehabilitation takes time. It's a long-term treatment and need to be sustained continuously to be successful. But the problem is patients don't keep up with it. Yeah, they start to give up in mid of rehabilitation, and the effect doesn't show. So what we're going to do is how the patients are keeping up with the rehabilitation at home by using our device and application. It collects the data of patients working exercise time and exercise strength, exercise curriculum, how they're keeping up with the curriculum, and that kind of informations are collected. And secondly, with our device, we can check the strength of the quadriceps muscle. So they can get the feedback by our device that how the muscle is getting stronger with the rehabilitation and how the function of knee and how the pain changes with it.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe I have a question here, as in terms of your competitive advantage, how do you see your competitive landscape? Because there are quite a few other devices out there, as well as training apps.
First, there are a lot of training apps, but there are, as of now, there are no currently used regularly giving personalized rehabilitation curriculum apps. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do, for example, for anterior cruciate ligament surgery patients after the operation, they'll have like 6 months of rehabilitation is needed to get back to normal exercise. But there are no everyday curriculum for 6-month patients currently. So what we're going to do is give them everyday's working goals. And they're going to follow it with a video guide with our device, and they'll keep up with it, and they will know that they did it today and they didn't do it today, like that. They will know with the schedule. So that's what we're going to do, the difference. And the current devices are very expensive. And current rehabilitation devices are very expensive and very bulky that they need to stay in hospital. But our device is for home training, so it's more sustainable, it's more easy and affordable.
Thank you. Thank you, Shunpei and Leveron, for your questions and comments. All right, it's time to move on to our next company, AIVAR. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome them on the stage.
Good afternoon. My feet is the simplest way to find your feet. And I am Bo-min Kim, the CEO of AIVAR. During my presentation, I will comment on from company, technology, and business model to financial information. As you know well, the e-commerce market continues growing. However, it is also true that disputes between online sellers and customers are increasing as much as the growth of the e-commerce market is. In case of returning rates, at the offline store, more or less 3%, but at the online store, reached 20%. And at the home shopping case, dramatically increased up to 30% in a domestic standard. Why return occurs? There can be several reasons. However, 60% of it is owing to the unfitted sizes. And this return leads to approximately $7.5 loss per case in a domestic standard, which include shipping, repackaging, and customer service charges. As a result, this situation is not good for both consumers and sellers. So, AIVAR developed MyFit for the benefit of consumers, sellers, and even society. Consumers can obtain their body measurement based on at most 50 body sizes extracted within 10 seconds, only by taking photos of the front and side of their body with the accuracy of less than 3% of error rate. For a seller perspective, conversion rate on the e-commerce will go up because customers are more willing to place orders of clothing, not worrying about unfitted size, consequently returning rate going down. Socially, it is a very necessary service that could reduce environmental pollution and empower e-commerce in the era of COVID-19. Let me introduce MyFit service. MyFit not only is for the size measurement solution with the extraction of customers' 5 to 50 body points, but also suggests a recommended size of the outfit. In addition, it is possible for customers to enjoy a virtual fitting in advance by trying clothing on a 2D, even 3D avatars that has the same proportion as their body. You can understand more easily if you see how it works, so I will show you the brief video clip. As I explained earlier, users need only to photo front and side, and within 10 seconds, they can create 3D avatar like this. And they can create avatars. They can try them on any clothing as they want. At this moment, 3D mode are supporting.
온라인 의류 사업을 해온 김보미 대표는 사이즈가 안 맞다고 반품을 요구하는 고객과의 분쟁이 항상 골칫거리였습니다. 그러던 중 올해 2월 해결책을 찾아 새 사업을 시작했습니다.
양팔을 더 올려주세요. 손 부분을 뒤로 조금 밀어주세요.
휴대전화로 사진을 찍으면 애플리케이션과 연결된 인공지능을 통해서 자신의 이런 상세 사이즈를 알 수 있습니다.
서버에 저장된 사이즈를 바탕으로 마음에 드는 의상을 자신의 아바타에 입혀볼 수도 있습니다.
어디 부분이 큰지 작은지를 이렇게 확인이 가능하고요.
Let's see oversee competitors and explain on MyFit's business models. Similar to MyFit's solution, there is a 3D looks in the United States. It seems to have the similar approach when it comes to the body measurement, but it doesn't have the virtual fitting function. And finally, after acquisitions of a few startups and years of development, Amazon announced the start of Made for You t-shirt customizing service a few weeks ago. JojoSuit
You create a virtual body double
that has my exact measurements.
This is a made-to-measure, customizable cotton t-shirt. Oh.
You can choose fabric and color.
So many to choose from.
Now for length, I'm a classic man, I'm gonna go medium.
I'm a slimmer guy, so I want a slim fit.
I'm gonna go with a crew neck.
And then sleeves, it's getting colder outside, so let's go longer.
This is clip from Amazon. JojoSuit returns as a second version. According to JojoSuit, it is getting much higher in terms of accuracy, but there is still an inconvenience of wearing the full body suit. Let me emphasize on the fact that MyFit is the software based on not only body measurement solution, but also 3D-based virtual fitting solution. With regard to business model, MyFit makes profit by supplying solution directly to each brand with SDK or by providing SDK to hosting service company or fashion platforms such as Cafe24 or Shopify. We'll categorize our customers by 3 classes and charge them at most about $300 per month. AIVAR is also preparing a platform that allows fashion brands to hold a virtual fashion show and open a VR showroom with ease. In order to implement the world's first mobile-based VR fashion show service, AIVAR is cooperating with Atri, which is prominent IT agency in Korea. Including Atri, which I mentioned earlier, AIVAR currently cooperates with and get supported by various companies in the sectors of technology, business, and fashion, as you be noticed. AIVAR has made sales since July last year and achieved $8,000 sales as of this year. This year, AIVAR targeting sales of about $2 million through aggressive marketing of MyFit SDK platform business. To achieve this goal, we are planning to supply MyFit SDK and to Cafe24 platform and Shopify platform. AIVAR is making a wonderful team with experts in each field, including me, 8 members of the team as of now. And we finalized the first seed investment on last November. Meet the future of fashion. First with the first mover, AIVAR. Thank you.
All right. That was by AIVAR. David, I think I want that kind of service.
Oh yeah, me too. Actually,
Isn't it?
I actually spent a lot of time on online shopping, and when I was looking into this, when I was hearing into this presentation, I felt like, wow, I really like to give it a try.
Me too.
And see how it works for me as well.
I know. All right, let's see what our advisors thought. Does anyone have questions for AIVAR?
Sure, I can go first.
Please.
So 2 questions actually. The first question is that in terms of the technology, how does the angle of the picture affect the result? So that is the first question. And the second question is in relation to your business process. So how do you bring e-commerce platforms or merchants on board? And how do you basically do business with them?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Actually, we will provide the manual for user to take the right pose. So maybe if users follow the manual, maybe the angle or other factor cannot affect the output. And as I mentioned earlier, so we are cooperating with the big names such as Shopify and Cafe24. So we are closely cooperating with them.
Okay, anyone
Maybe
else?
a follow-up question to Navarun's question is that I totally understand why a consumer would want to use your product. It would be so much easier and exciting. But help me understand, why do the e-commerce stores pay for it? Does it make them get more customers? Is it help them prevent returns? What's in it for the e-commerce player?
Yeah. Maybe let me give some very important KPI for e-commerce. They are looking at they want to reduce the returning rate and they want to enhance the conversion rate. So maybe if they use our solution, maybe they can get both.
Does it make sense?
Thank you.
All right.
Definitely.
Anyone else has questions or comments? Any advisors?
Yeah, I think I saw during your presentation that some companies have already implemented your solution. So I was wondering, do you have any data that actually shows that return rates has gone down for those companies?
Yeah, during development of 3D avatars in Korea, so we gather a lot of data. So based on that, we could, complete the 3D avatars. Let me. Finally, I want to emphasize on the fact that maybe MyFit solution is not just the body measurement solution. So if you see the virtual fitting function, as I show you, maybe not only the e-commerce player, but also the consumers will like it.
I guess my question was, has return rate gone down for the companies that implemented your solution? Because that's one of the major benefits you're providing to your customers, right?
Yes.
Were you asking again?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned earlier, maybe I hope, I want the e-commerce market to get the benefit, of the reduction of, returning rate. Because before they buy the product, buy the apparel, they know which size will fit their body.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was by AIVAR. Thank you so much for your presentation. We'll look for that service.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Me too, because I spend a lot of time on shopping online as well. But most of the time when I have to return that is because of size, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to move on. Here is our third company. The presentation will be given by NUVI Labs.
Hi, I'm a presenter of the NUVI Lab. One served of food from every meal and every single day goes to landfill. This produces almost 30% of our world greenhouse gases, while between business relate an annual $1.2 trillion on the food waste. This is because the restaurant cannot predict the amount of food they will require day to day, ordering more than needed, throwing away the leftover into the trash bin. Even economical loss is a critical problem for restaurant management, but it is not easy to solve because managers do not have data to predict how much food is indeed consumed. In detail, the restaurant and the cafeteria are normally had to predict exact number of dishes, so there is no method for leading individual customers to reduce leftover and predicting their overall preference. But what if we could identify the exact amount of food needed for every meal, reducing food waste, business costs, and harm on the planet? Our solution came from the idea of predicting every data in restaurant. Utilizing the data helps predict the actual intake, analyze the rate of the intake and leftover, and know the customer preference. With this innovation, we've got the unlimited potential for your business. Introducing NUVI Scan. NUVI Scan is an AI food scanning technology that provides crucial insight on the food consumption and leftover. In less than half a second, our AI camera identifies the food and the amount of each food on the single meal plate and how much of each food is thrown away into a trash bin. Using this data, the scanner analyzes and predicts how much each meal will be consumed. This allows cafeteria and restaurant to plan every meal according to the customer preference and prepare the exact amount of ingredients needed. There are currently 19 NUVI Scan scanners in the use nationwide. Those 90 scanners alone have saved our client $1.3 million in costs and from predicting 140 tons of the food waste. We also analyze over 470,000 of the food consumption and waste data, essential to understanding customer preference and consumption. NUVI Scan is also earning recognition globally. In 2019, we partnered with Amazon and the WFP on the food waste reduction project, and the WFP got the Nobel Prize last year. In 2020, we were named on the top 5 startups in the AI Grand Challenge and recognized as a potential unicorn by CES. Also, we selected as a CES 2021 Innovation Award honored in 2 categories. Plus, we do various projects with Korean military and school cafeteria to reduce the food waste. As you know, the movement for protecting environment and regulation for food waste is getting started. And I think that this movement extends our market possibility once more. First, we are looking forward to the catering market potential, which is valued $14.9 billion. By 2021, we envision ourselves expanding into 20% of the domestic market, installing our scanner in school, hospital, and company cafeteria. By 2022, we plan on expanding into a global B2C market, amassing $2.5 million in revenue. I think NUVI Lab's strong competitive advantage can make it real. Our AI food scanner measures objects without actual scale, unlike other computers do, and it makes our device easy to install and compact so that customers can get this with reasonable price. Our team is composed of the experienced individuals from Hyundai Motor Group, who are the most qualified to building this technology. The AI technology using autonomous driving is 90% similar to the main technology using the NUVI Scan. One cafeteria can save $5,000 a month by reducing 20% of its food waste. NUVI Scan will make this real, cutting unnecessary costs and negative environment impact in the process. Let's scan and save for sustainable change. We are NUVI Lab. Thank you.
Thank you, NUVI Labs. That was very great presentation. And David, I have heard about their business not only because I was there with them at CES last year, but also I heard about their success in their business through all in Korea already. Because that that business works for like cafeterias and schools and things like that. Have you heard of them before?
Oh yeah, actually, I did hear about the company, and through a colleague of mine, I had an opportunity to have a quick meeting with the CEO.
I see.
And I was actually very impressed by the fact that those 90 scanners have saved your clients about $1.3 million.
Wow.
And they got a lot of traction from not only restaurant, but also like government entity and other corporations. So actually we are in a process of having another meeting with our team in Silicon Valley and Singapore office.
Wow. Wow, that sounds great. Okay, let's see what our advisors think. Does anyone has questions?
I can kick it off. Thank you for that pitch. I think it's great what you guys are doing. I was interested to hear more about the long-term vision for the company.
We are plan to make some kind of the application for the customer, because it's for the customer it's hard to like connect with some kind of the information and accept the information in a person. So we want to make a visualize the food information to the customer easily. So we will plan to make a application the next year, because the application is easy way to like
access. Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Sure. Maybe I can go next. So the solution itself right now is targeted more towards the consumer. So for a standard customer base, let's say, for example, a cafeteria in a school, it makes sense because the customer base is very standard, right? But how do you deal with a variable customer base? So for example, a restaurant.
Our survey is based on the big data, and the big data is like gathering the information, and more is customer. It can be the customized for the each customer. So we will make the service like that. Like if you're using like a US, is focused on the US customer, we can gather the US customer data, and so it is customized for the US customer. But for example, for Taiwan, it will be gather the Taiwan data, and then it will be for the focus on the Taiwan customer like that.
Well, time's up. I kind of got you what you were asking, but I think that wasn't enough. Maybe next time, if we have a chance, we'll get back to you, Lebron. Please, apologies for that. All right, let's move on. That was by NUVI Labs, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, time goes fast.
Yeah.
Okay, until they get ready, David, so how's it going?
Good. I mean, it's...
Since we have, 3 companies, right, so far? Yeah?
All right. I'm glad to hear that we're already halfway through, and some of these companies are good.
I think I was amazed at actually NUVI Labs because last year when I saw them at the CES, they were already in their process and has been success. But now they have grown much more the last year. So I was really good to see them again at this time. And I wish them for a luck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is PiQuant. Please welcome them on the stage.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hyunung Oh from PiQuant. PiQuant provides customizable component detection solution using light, called spectrometer. It can detect any substances up to molecular unit, regardless the form of solid, liquid, and even gas. This spectrometer is small enough as much as a little fingertip size and affordable price. Let me talk more about the spectrometer. When every matter is exposed to light, it reflects differently according to their feature. Therefore, by analyzing the reflected light, we can know the target matter's constituent. This analyzing method has been used from NASA since 1950s, and now most laboratories use to analyze the substances. But this analyzing method used light for the measurement. too many noises appear during the measurement. And this problem makes the spectrometer big and expensive. To solve the problem, PiQuant developed their own unique noise cancelling technology which can distinguish and remove noise signals from the target. And we succeed to enhance the SNR signal-to-noise ratio up to 48,000 times. Therefore, we become to develop small size, affordable price spectrometer, even we are keeping high sensitivities. We compared our PiQuant spectrometer with the laboratory spectrometer at $70,000. And as you can see on the graph, the PiQuant spectrometers show the high reliabilities with the high-priced laboratory spectrometer. We applied 17 patents and registered 6 patents related with the spectroscopic technology. And now we are cooperating with diverse field global partners. Since the spectrometer can be applied to various fields, including smart home, smart city, smart factory, smart farm, and healthcare. From now on, I will show you how our solution can be used. The first item is water scanner. Countless people all over the world are suffering from the waterborne disease because there is no good way to check the water safety. Nowadays, the equipment which measure the water safety are too expensive, too big, need professional person, and impossible to do the field test. Therefore, PiQuant developed the water scanner, the portable water quality analyzer. It can detect bacteria, especially E. coli, in real time. Compared to existing equipment, it is 1/10 the price and test cost. In addition, it is small enough to carry in our pocket. We believe that water scanner can help people to check water safety anytime and anywhere. The water scanner got the certification from the KAIST for the performance, and in recognition of the world's best technology, PiQuant was selected as the first Grand Challenge Exploration Partner of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in Korea, and now we co-work with various public institutions and companies. Our technology is well introduced on UNICEF and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation webpage. The second item is skin scanner. The trend keyword of the beauty market these days is customizing. So many portable skin analysis equipments are coming out, and cosmetic ingredients analysis platform has growing significantly. However, existing skin analysis equipment analyze only the surface of the skin and has very poor accuracy. Furthermore, most people do not know how cosmetic ingredients affect to their skin. Therefore, we applied our spectrometer to the skin scanning device, so we help people to check their skin condition. As the light penetrates the skin, this skin scanner can analyze not only the epidermal layer, but also the dermal layer. And in addition, it can analyze the cosmetic ingredients. So, by accumulating the data of the cosmetic ingredients and the skin change data of the user and analyze the correlation between them, we can provide the optimal cosmetics and provide the customized cosmetics to them. The last item is AirQuant. It is an indoor environment measurement device. AirQuant can measure 14 indoor environment items, including particulate matters, TVOC, CO2, CO, SO2, NO2, temperature, humidity, luminance, sound, noise, and early fire detection. User can check real-time environment data on web and app dashboard, and by using the data, user can analyze the cause of the air pollution. PiQuant applied our own noise cancelling technology to AirQuant sensor to enhance performance. As you can see on the graph, air quality measurement accuracy is significantly higher than its competitors. Data measured by air quality can be used to consumer in many ways. In addition to simply measuring and displaying air quality, it can also reduce the power consumption as well as the preventing constant indoor pollution in conjunction with HVAC system or air purifier. An early fire detector built into the AirQuant is a system that measures the constant temperature and analyzes the abnormal temperature changes and notifies the user before a fire breakout. This function can be applied to identify suspected corona patients indoor or to detect external intrusion. AirQuant now is installed in Seoul government or so many factories and Busan Transportation Corporation. PiQuant was founded in 2015 and currently has a team of 10 members. Thank you.
Okay, so that was by PiQuant. Does anyone have questions for them?
Hi there. Thanks for a great presentation. I thought it was especially interesting to hear about your air quality solution, considering what a hot topic that is these days with indoor air quality being such a problem. I'm curious, it seems like in the past we haven't used spectrometry for indoor air quality because it's so expensive. Will you talk about the cost of your product?
Oh, yes. The air quality, the price can be changed according to the MOQ, but as I cannot talk about I think I can talk about just the sample price. The sample price is around the $700.
$700 US dollars?
US dollars.
Yeah. But that was just for the sample.
Yeah. It's a sample price.
Okay, Edison, do you have more questions then?
I think that's a little bit answered my question. Maybe you could talk about your advantage over other competitors who are measuring this type of molecule. Is it a cost that's your competitive advantage, or are you more accurate? How are you better than the other competitors?
Okay. The first advantage is the high accuracy. We adopted our own noise cancelling technology to the sensor. So as you saw on the graph, our accuracy is much higher than the competitors. And I think it is one of the key points. And the other point is that we are the only device which detects so many indoor environment items. In competitors' case, they check only three or five items, for example, particulate matter, TVOC, or temperature, humidity. I think only three, therefore, air quality data can be more useful. We can apply to many fields to check much more things. For example, for the security, using the CO2 temperature or IR sensor, we can, and light sensor and sound sensor, we can know the external papers when external paper came in the indoor.
Okay, anyone else?
Maybe I can sort of just extend on that. So when you're talking about noise cancellation, are you referring to the software, and how defensible is your core technology?
Oh, we applied some of the telecommunication noise cancelling technology to the spectrometer, but as it is our core technology, it is for me it is hard to talk more. Sorry.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we have to sign the NDA in order to get the information. Yes.
I bet. All right, we'll let you go. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wow, time flies out. It's time for us to see the next company and their presentation. Okay, our next company is called RealDesign, and that will give us a presentation. And following that, we'll also have a Q&A session.
RealDesignTech is a startup established in 2018, headed by CEO John Lee. It is specialized in developing indoor cycling technology. In a short span of time, RealDesignTech has made a quite remarkable progress in inventing quite a few innovative technologies. Sorry. All right. Its first product, called Alchera, has made a historical debut on the occasion of Eurobike 2019 and been acclaimed as the best new cycling technology through CES 2020. RealDesignTech is pursuing the goal of safe and dynamic indoor cycling that gives the most natural outdoor cycling feeling. Under the COVID-19 situation, RealDesignTech is trying to find ways to make the home the most charming place for exercise. Basically, RealDesignTech product is for the healthcare. At the same time, however, RealDesignTech never fails to focus on the entertainment aspect. Its virtual cycling platform enables its users to enjoy various VR entertainment. In the long run, RealDesignTech aims to change indoor cycling into a new type of sports for groups of people as well as individuals. RealDesignTech believes its product is the ultimate game changer for indoor cycling, which promises endless possibilities to improve health and joy for all. RealDesignTech is just about to start its full-scale, full-fledged domestic and overseas marketing. In view of various challenges that many startups face, RealDesignTech is open to any various form of collaboration with future business partners. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we will have a time for Q&A. Anyone, please?
Thank you for the presentation. One question, would you imagine putting these machines inside people's homes or within gyms?
Anywhere. It's indoor, you can bring it home, or you can bring it to any gyms or your office, wherever you like.
Got it, thank you.
Okay.
Maybe as a follow-up question, what is the advantage of your product over maybe a stationary bike we see in gyms today?
The stationary one you can, what you call the cycling machines, you can easily find at your gym. It's just fixed one. All you can do is simply pedaling only. But this one is actually riding your bike on our product Alchera. So you have pedaling and steering and balancing. Also, your body weight fully loaded on. So actually, almost all the outdoor cycling activities or movement, you can fully experience on it. So it's most of the fixed cycling devices. That's quite expensive, and it's getting quite boring because your motion itself is quite simple. And you cannot change your directions. But this one, connected to our virtual cycling platform, you can ride any beautiful course in the world, like any beautiful beaches in the France. You can choose your own way. If you go to right, okay, you turn right or left. On the virtual cycling platform, your bicycle is acting like the joystick, moving in all directions. So it's quite different concept compared to the fixed cycling devices, and also compared to traditional bike rollers. is also quite different. I wonder if you have any experience of riding on the bike roller. Traditional bike roller, which has more than 100-year history, is made of 3 rollers. You put your rear wheel or bike on 2 wheelers, and another wheel is required for your front one. Our product has only 2 rollers. Your bike on a tracer, which has a vertical support in the middle, we nicknamed it iron arm, hold your bike in an upright position. So you don't have that worries of falling or injury. You can easily meet on the traditional bike rollers. On top of that, this iron arm synchronized with, your bike on 2 rollers synchronized with iron arm, which allows X-axis movement, create smooth steering action. Uniquely, Alchera, you can have seamless side-to-side movement as well as forward momentum. On the fixed one, you cannot never feel the forward momentum, but this is all possible on our product Alchera. So that's why when we went to CES last year, it has won the best new cycling technology by all cycling specialists. And
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. All right, Lavaran, I think I can give you just a little bit more time if you have any question.
Sure. Actually, on the same note, right? Very curious to understand if I choose a different route, and then basically if it's a hilly area, can I actually feel that while I'm cycling? Is that provided as a feedback?
We have a plan to develop it into 45D things. Then, we can add up. You can have wind coming from front or from the tails or whatever.
Okay. All right. So that was it for Q&A session. Thank you so much.
Okay.
David, do you like to exercise?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's an amazing company, and I actually watched a few of indoor cycling company on YouTube, and the one thing that I like about company is that they have a very special like movement system. I'm pretty sure that's a key differentiation of this company, and if I get a chance, I would love to see the pricing.
Me too.
And pricing and get into a business model. It's just a very interesting technologies.
Yeah, because I didn't like cycling for exercise at the gym because it gets so bored. But like he said, if we have like wind or any other like attraction, I would love to try that out. And I think the cost is important too. Right? Yeah. If it's too expensive, hard. But if it's costable, then I think it'll be fine.
Oh yeah. And also I'd like to know more about because it seems like they're also showcasing like some virtual experiences.
That's right.
So if they're able to provide like the multiple virtual experiences that like could cover off high costs, I think anybody would be willing to try it out.
That is right. We'll look for that. Okay. Or when you buy, will you let me know?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. We will have next company will give us a presentation, and the company's name is 웨인힐스벤처스. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome them on the stage.
Hi, I'm Brian Han, R&D team from 웨인힐스벤처스. We develop software that uses AI to take text-based contents and turn it into video format. That's more digestible for many of today's busy people. Text is a means of delivering important information, but sometimes when such important text is in large quantities, what are you gonna do? I thought it would be easier to communicate if I show the text as a video contents. The document on the screen now is the lecture material related to the COVID-19 financial service of the president of Busan Bank. Let's try to make it into video contents. Using our software, you can create a video in about 1/10 the time and the cost of the manual process. Here's an example of our existing user interface. You can log in and input text, and it automatically summarizes text. And you can find and match images. And after merging image and video and rendering complete, it automatically converts into a video like this. We are currently working on improving and modernizing the interface to make it even easier for users. Our software combines all of the contents into a video. Then the video retains the original point of the document, but provides visual cues that help many digest and retain the information. In our service, artificial intelligence creates very easy to understand video contents with text documents because artificial intelligence makes it, not human. Our service can provide a video without technician, data, time, and effort. In other words, our AI saves up to 90% of the cost. To ensure the quality of our produced contents matches your exact needs, creators can take the video that our AI produces and edit and customize for the final production result. Most of the companies do not create the video for the vast majority of their products. It costs too much money and takes too much time to manually process the information into easy-to-digest sentences. We've already created engaging videos for the big-name brands in Korea, including insurance companies and banks. To see some of the videos that we've created, you can visit our YouTube channel. This is a group of our customers who have used our service so far, and their use cases. Our customers are mainly Korean global groups, including Samsung. It was thanks to innovative cost savings that a small startup like us was able to attract global companies as customers. In total, we have 176 customers and partners and have raised $2 million in investment. We are using that investment for R&D and marketing. We are a creative team led by Soo-min Lee, with 10 years of experience in new media content creation and software development. We have 4 teams comprised of AI engineers, operator, sales, and R&D specialists, ready to scale for the next level. It was a great honor for me to speak to you today here. And if you send us the document that you want a video, and we very welcome to respond you back with our video contents. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that was a great presentation, and I'm very interested in their service as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyone like to make comments or questions, please?
Thank you for that great presentation. One question. Are you guys able to provide this solution in a different language as well?
Yeah, we got different languages, which is based on like Korean, English, and Vietnamese, and for the other languages like Russian, and we're gonna develop more the languages into our contents.
Was there a reason you guys chose to go with those languages to start with?
Korean and English.
Mm-hmm. Was there a reason why you guys chose those two specifically?
It's because I cannot specifically tell what is the main points of what we started into different languages, but this is mainly like useful for many of users. So that's why we started with two different languages.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
A question from my side is, it seems like you already have a few customers. Help me understand what type of company needs this service. What type of customers have you found? Any specific markets or fields?
Yeah. So, for example, if you have the insurance company, then you like have like big data, kind of like HR documents, or some kinds of like corporate documents, kind of that. And then if you want to change the contents text to like video contents for like promotion or advertisement, and it would be very, very like helpful from our service. Did I answer right?
Yes. I think I'm a little bit curious, before they use your product, did your customers do videos on their own and they're using this to make it faster and easier, or did they not do videos at all and now they have access?
It's a simple question, but it's a very good question. I guess the most of the companies want to like promote their products in a short time and like for the cost savings. So that's the that's the main reason to be used from is gonna they that's why they use our products. So I thought so. Yeah.
Thank you. No,
so
very interesting.
if you give me more, it's like the other questions like through email, then I will like give you the like good answer for you.
All right. Thank you, Edison. That was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so my quick thoughts about their business was that, or to answer to the Edison's questions, what if mothers wants to make their own stories to their kids? If they use this kind of services, they can make their own nightbed stories, isn't it? Is it? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that one of their competitive advantages is that they're able to create contents faster and economically. So although and I personally think that when a lot of businesses, when they're try to make their own contents, it usually takes a lot of time, and so it's very time consuming and it's very costly. And I think EverEx is doing a great job in terms of creating contents in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And actually, out of all the 7 startups, I was actually very amazed to see how much traction they have received. I don't know if you pay attention to the presentation, but they have 137 clients, and majority of them are like in banking and insurance industry, and these are like the most, I would say, conservative company, and the fact that they would love to use their services also proved that they had a great market validation, and I personally think they have a really good potential to growth. And although they're doing a B2B business at this moment, but in the long run, as you mentioned, they could also tap into the B2C market.
That's what I was going to say. If they can make that business to B2C, then anybody or mothers, they would love to, I think, make their own story telling to their kids. Right. That's what I thought. All right, thanks for your comments and thank you. Okay, so we have been through all the presentation by our companies that are participating this session today. And before we end this session, I would like to hear what three of you thought about this whole pitch day too. Okay, maybe Shunpei, will you go first? How was your what was your thinking about our presentations and about the companies?
Thank you, Giselle. So again, wonderful pitches today. And there were so many unique and amazing companies. I would really love to see them come to Japan and enter the market here as well.
Thank you, Shunpei. What about Edison?
I echo Shunpei. I was blown away by the presentations today. I think especially, as David said, we saw a lot of great traction today. And I'm excited to see them even more in the US. Hopefully I can use some of their products in the future and they can serve our market as well.
Me too. Thank you so much. Okay. Laveran?
I think these companies are very globally competitive and very strong core technologies as well. So really, really excited to see how they position themselves in the global market in the future.
Thank you so much. And I wish that three of you can help them to expand their business throughout the world or whatever countries that you're in. Will you? Thank you, our advisors, for your thoughts on today's presentation. With this live CES Seoul Pitch Day has come to an end. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. And David, thanks for being with me.
Thank you so much, Giselle.
What did you think of this event today?
So, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Seoul City and the Seoul Digital Foundation for hosting this amazing session and for inviting Plug and Play to co-host this event. I also like to show my gratitude to all the audience who joined us virtually from around the world. Overall, I really enjoy seeing a number of companies that have a great technology and a tremendous growth opportunity. And as a Plug and Play, I think I mentioned to everyone yesterday, I'd love to support some of this amazing company down the line through Plug and Play platform.
Please keep that promise, will you?
Oh yeah, of course we'll do.
Okay, so for me, personally, I was very impressed by all the companies who shared their products and services today. And last year as well, when I was in CES, I was very honored to see, and I was very amazed at our K startups. So even though we couldn't be there in Las Vegas this year at this time, I'm pretty sure that they have shown us enough about their desires and their enthusiastic hope to be success in their business. So I will be cheering them continually. I promise that. All right, this wraps up Seoul's Pitch Day with Seoul City, Seoul Digital Foundation, and Plug and Play. This was the final program for Live CES Seoul. And David, it's 14 in Korea today, but CES 2021 is still going on since it's 13 in the States, right?
Yeah, that's right. So CES 2021 is still going on. You can actually log into digital.ces.tech to access the digital exhibit and search for a specific exhibitor. You can also type in Seoul to find the Seoul exhibit. Unfortunately, you have to pay to log in.
That's right. That is correct. As usual, right?
Oh, yes.
If you didn't have a chance to register, please visit smartseoul.net to access all information on Seoul's exhibit and participating companies. Ladies and gentlemen, this program was sponsored by Seoul City and co-hosted by Seoul Digital Foundation and Plug and Play. I'm sorry. All right, this time has come to the end. It feels like just yesterday I was in Las Vegas, but it's so hard for me to say goodbye.
I know. I feel sad that because of COVID situation, we're not able to do it offline.
That's right.
But at least we have this opportunity to do it online. And since I know that everybody who is also watching virtually is having a really hard time because of COVID, but both U.S. and Korean governments are working towards to spread out the vaccination. So hopefully by 2022, we're able to see each other offline in Las Vegas.
Do you think it will come?
Oh yeah, 100% sure.
Me too. I'm sure we will be able to meet everyone in Las Vegas in person next year. I'll look forward to meeting you all there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for CES 2001 Seoul Live CESL program. Thank you and bye.
Bye. Thank you.